Pacific Cities Alliance for Health and Development. And for health and development, I think tobacco control or ending tobacco, the end tobacco, the slogan and the actions needed to achieve end tobacco is of prime importance to have health for all. And we have with us Dr. Kong Heng Nung. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, Dr. Kong Heng Nung. And what motivated you to bring the youth into this youth leadership, which is so very important? And you are trying to create what we say tobacco free kids or generation of kids who have nothing to do with tobacco. What motivated you to do that?
Well, I think I am a practicing lung surgeon, and I see almost daily tragedy, death, and family tears and angst from a patient who has advanced tobacco-related diseases. And there isn't very much that we can do. Instead, people talk about tobacco-related disease being the most preventable, and it is therefore only right that people like us will start social movement that would prevent it from happening in the first place. So I think that's one of the main motivation. Of course, the other second motivation is over time as I attend international conferences, I think there more can be done in public health, and it is important for us to work with the young people because they are the ones who really are often addicted when they are young. So we really need to get the young people to have the positive peer pressure to make a difference.
And also because I think the tobacco industry has the young people as their future customers, and those are the people they are targeting most.
That's right, Shobha. For that reason, the industry, I see them as creating the negative effect, and our community, the media, me as a medical profession, youth who have the leadership skill needs to come together, collaborate, and content create more inspiring message that are positive and prevent them from being lured.
Your challenges and successes, because involving the youth it's a very powerful tool, but then you face many challenges also, because and it is good because the youth question about everything.
Yes.
And if they get a satisfactory answer, perhaps if we are, convincing them is difficult. I myself have been a teacher and I find it is difficult, but if you can, I think. So how did you do it? And then I will ask the youth leaders who were motivated by you.
I think the inspiration come from the fact that we interact with them, we listen to them, and this generation youth has immense skills. They have the social media skills, and they are so naturally able to connect with the electronic devices that I think we lose a very powerful window to change the world if we don't take advantage of this natural talent. So on top of that, the other thing that we realize is that youth has the people who can then influence the whole society, and they are the ones who should be saying, no, we don't reject the birth year cohort-based tobacco prevention strategies that I have published, but instead they embrace it and they transform the negative narrative to something that's positive using their generation's lingo, gestures, social media phrases that connect with their generation. It's such a wonderful experience because a much senior person like me can then learn new social media technical languages too.
Yes. You want to ask something? You want to ask some question?
Yes. Up to now, how many youth and how many teenagers you have organized for smoke-free against any tobacco control.
I see.
Yeah.
So we've been, since starting this in 2012, we've been to many places. New Delhi was one of our earlier presentations. World conferences across the last 3 to 4 before the pandemic, and we have also reached out to Philippines, now Indonesia, Malaysia, and at every country, every group of participants who engage and learn about tobacco-free generation, there has been no resistance. But instead, what we are seeing is that youth naturally come on board, and that itself inspires us, because they are the ones that provides the feedback and say they are interested. So people like me then cannot stop. We cannot say no, you're interested, but I'm no longer, I don't have the energy. But instead, what I do then, I harness the youth and say I build their leadership ability and give them 2-3 years to mature, and then from there they speak with Nis and Sam. I also have others behind the camera, Miss Jane or Dr. Jane from Indonesia, who has been with me for several years now, and both Gerald and Sam are new recruits who only knew about TFG 3 months ago. Over to you, Shobha.
Yes. So, what is your mantra? What lingo you're
No, that is not true. For me, I act a bit different. Rather than treating the older generation as you guys as a burden, I as an ally, because you all have been a youth at one point in your life as well. So you all have went through the same experiences that we are going through as of now, the same change in life. So you all are essentially passing us the baton so that we can lead the country and we can solve the problems that y'all did not solve in a much efficient manner. So I treat them as allies and I listen to them. I give them a listening ear because they give us words of wisdom and a lot of much better manners. So I believe that I have the skill to convince them, but definitely I need to have the advice and wisdom of the elder generation to essentially do so.
What are those skills? Will you share with us? What means? How do you relate with them, or what points do you touch upon, which really touches their heart and mind, so that they shun the problem?
I think
Sorry to interrupt. And it is very difficult, I think, with so many new products coming in the market. Like I think smoking or cigarette is past now. You have electronic cigarettes, you have the other new products which the industry is putting up every day. Different flavors and different tastes, and you are combating that. So what's your style?
I think the difference between past tobacco control campaigns and ours is that this one we have youth as the face of our movement. So because of that, seeing a youth speak to you is much more engaging than having any other adult come and tell you again that it's not right to smoke. Like because in school we always have anti-smoking campaigns. People will come in with roofs and props, and then they will show us all the negative effects of smoking, all the harmful effects and the scary images. Whereas for what we are doing is that we are putting a positive light on on this situation, whereby we are inspiring the youth to stand together and say no, rather than by scaring the youth through the scary images and the harmful effects.
Okay, so you think that positive way of dealing with it, rather than talking of negativity all the time, that is helpful.
Yeah, positive education.
Positive education. Yes.
So I would supplement that. Part of it will be us using positive messaging, their language, to reach not into the minds now, but instead reach into the hearts, so that you have permanent internalization. Because you need this permanent internalization, because every youth will go through that rebellious phase of their life where they want to seek independence. And if we don't internalize it firmly inside with conviction, they will be tempted in every lures, in any random quiet corridor, back lanes, when being sort of tempted by their peers. So we need to leave deep impressions in this youth so that they are now very resilient And in fact, they then can become our offense against the industry. It's not merely defense now, it's our offense, because they will then use their skill across social media and say it is not right, and it is therefore we have the moral position to lead our peers.
Yes, yes, doctor. To ask me something.
When you implement your campaign, how did you get the fund and the budget? How did you find budget? So you have to use money, funds. How did you get it?
Fortunately, we're not the only ones who believe in this cause. There are people outside of our age category that believe in it as well, and they have been kind enough, generous enough to donate to the cause, and we have philanthropists who are backing us in this movement.
That's right. And on top of that, besides having now philanthropists willing to step forward, of course our accounts are completely transparent to philanthropists so that they are not know that we're not abusing. We even have parents who feel that their children should be given the opportunity to lead in this manner, so that they will say, okay, this program provides my child an experience in doing international level advocacy to showcase themselves as a future leader. And parents are willing to contribute to support this cause because we are really, in truth, grooming better future leaders with that great idealism, putting that idealism into action. Because the same skill in nurturing these skills so that they can learn to advocate better, they can go beyond tobacco control. You can use exactly the same skill of advocacy to champion teenage pregnancy, drug addiction, even global warming, climate change, because it is about influencing your peers and mobilizing society together. So I hope investors and even philanthropists out there will see the benefit of this, reach out to us, and if international philanthropists are there, if you believe that you want to start this in your country, contact us and we will use your donation to build tobacco-free generation and greater social movement leaders in your country, so that we can then make a bigger change for the world. Yet, on top of that, another contrast here is that you want leaders who are positive in their approach and not at a global level, say, antagonize people. So that's another important value that we teach in our youth. Be able to work with international partners. Don't antagonize, respect the local networks, understand their ability, and help them work together. So these are very harmonious leadership skills that needs to be started at 16 years old. Because you need to give them the lead time to grow. And I can tell you from my past 10 years experience, you need to give them 2-4 years, they will blossom. And by the time they reach 17, 18, you have very eloquent leaders who then say, I have reached out to 5,000 youth, 10,000 youth, I deserve the mandate to continue leading my society and my people. That's my glory.
Yes, and very rightly so, because the industry has been targeting them for long, and now it is good to see the activists not using them, but making them stand up to the industry, while the industry was all the time making new customers out of them.
Excellent.
So I think we should end by saying, together we shall do it. Will we?
Okay.
Together. The old, young, we are very young at heart, okay? So we are not old. So I always say that I have seen a 15-year-old person and a 70-year young person. So that lies in what you believe in.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we should say that as we
shall overcome.
Okay, ready?
Overcome.
1, 2, 3.
We
shall overcome.
Come.